Good afternoon, this is Bonsai Anonymous. Haven't made a video in a long time, so I thought I would do one today. And this is what we're going to plant. This one's been inside for a long time and it's getting a little ratty here. I think maybe there's some sort of disease. I might have to cut it back, but anyway, that might be a wisteria. That's what I think it is. It's been inside for a year or so. And we're going to put it in this pot right here that I made and see how it goes. So the first thing we have to do is cover up that hole right there at the bottom. It's a what's it called? It's a drainage hole. And but in addition to doing just cutting this piece here, we also wire it in. And I don't do it the traditional way because it just seems to be too complicated, and I like things to be simple. So if I've made this long enough, which I may not have actually, now that I'm looking at it, let's see here. Yeah. Okay, so let's put it through. Yeah, it might work. This way, this one, and this way. Okay. The deal is that it just has to hold it in place while we put the dirt in. By the way, this is a pot I made. It's really rough on the bottom because I ran out of concrete and I made some more. But you know, when you turn it over, nobody knows the difference. And this gives me a little air space under here for water to drain out. So this is going to work out really nicely. I don't need any more wire for this. I'm not going to be wiring, I don't think, today. These are a broken pot that I'm going to be fixing later, not today, but another time. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is get this out of the pot. It shouldn't be too hard. And let's just roll it around a little bit. Actually, the best way to do this is by separating it from the wall a little bit. You could be here right now. Just go around. I want to say that I got this as a seedling in the mail, and I planted it in this. That's what I want to say, but I can't swear to it. Can't swear to it. Getting it. Okay, there. Now, this is pretty healthy. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, I think there's something else wrong with it besides what I thought. So we're going to plant it and see how it does. But to do that, first thing we have to do, after we get it out of the box, is scrape away some of the dirt. Because what we're going to ultimately do is put, well, this is we can use this. It's a little overkill, but it's all right. That's not, I have a root fork too. Now I'm getting upset because I'm putting it on it, so let's get it out. There it is. All right, that's really what I want to use right there. Okay, lots of nice old tools in here. Let's put that in there so we can find it. This one, I like to haunt Temu, and this one came on Temu. It's a stainless steel root fork, which is this. You see what I'm doing? Very gently taking the dirt off. Now, and it scrapes it out. And then if there was something I needed a tweezer for, there's my tweezer right there, and it's out of there. Okay? All this is kind of a moot point because my hand shakes so much that it's just hard to do anything steady. Okay, so I'm getting quite a bit of dirt out. I'm not pulling down too hard because these are not real thick roots, but I think they're going to be just great in this particular pot. So now, I don't really want to remove all the roots. Okay? I mean all the dirt. What I do want to do is make it so I can spread the roots out a little bit in there. Okay? That's what I want to do. And so I'm going to leave all that. Peter Chan uses his fingers sometimes. I think it's a good idea. All right, so we have all this dirt left, which I don't know. I may put a little bit of it around the bottom, but that's not what it's going to be grown in. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Let's get these spread out. If they're spread out, somewhat anyway, it might have a better chance of standing up. Okay, so now I'm going to put a little bit of this dirt in around it. Now, sometimes I do this and sometimes I don't. I want to say that I think the dirt that it grew in is probably better for it, but now I'm seeing this kind of a problem with it. So I'm going to try bonsai soil and see what happens. Okay, I don't have a lot of it. I think I have enough to do this. Okay. Some big pieces out of here. Okay, now I have to sit here and look and see how I want it to be. I think maybe like that is good. Okay, so now I'll try to get in. Get some wood. Okay, now let's push it down. I think this is going to have to be anchored a little better than this. The roots are okay, but they're just a little bit. Okay, so maybe let's try hooking those together first with a little wire. Okay. Tiny little piece of wire here. And I'll just put it around them like this. See if I can't hold it together a little bit. Okay, now, look, all right, I'm losing a few leaves. That's all right. Keep putting more in here until we get it a little bit solider, which it actually might not ever get because the roots are not super strong and big. Okay, so let's stand up. Almost. All right, now how are we going to do this? Had some thoughts about this the other night. Let's see if I can remember what I was thinking. Maybe like this, and then over here, and like this. Like that. I think I am going to trim it a little bit, but it's not really standing up. It wouldn't take very much to knock it over, but we're going to try to leave it like that for the moment. Okay, can you see? Can you see how it looks? Let's move it over here a little bit. Over here a little. All right, move it over. Okay, so now it's sort of like it was in the pot, the original pot, which is over here. But these leaves are all growing into the center. So what we would rather have is the center be a little open. So how we do it is this way. We start with the lowest ones. Okay, that's going to be tough. I don't know if you can see how bad my hand shakes. It really shakes bad. So I'm going to take these lower ones out, some of them. So what I really want to be able to see is this in here. The trunk, in other words. And there's two. I think there's two trees here. So let's do this. There needs a little more of something here. So what I want to do, it's just not quite heavy enough. All right, so I know what I need. I'll be right back. I need to get some more of the white pebbles. I'll be right here, right back. Okay, I'm back, and I got a pebble rock conglomerate, and I have this. Now, the deal with this is that it is heavy. It is aquarium gravel, and it should allow it to stand up. Okay, so we're going to do it a little. We're going to help it out a little more here. Let's get rid of this for a moment. I think it's fair to say that we could always use another. More space on our bench. Okay, so that little piece. This. Just move it around here a little bit. How's that look? Not bad. It's going to end up being forward, but now the next step. Okay, so it's basically repotted now, and if you notice, the wind is blowing it all over the place. So I'm going to have to take it around the corner, out of the wind. I'm going to put this rock here because I don't want it to go that way anymore than it is. Okay, this is just the same stuff as this, but when they dig it out, you know, some of it comes out like this, and some of it comes out in chunks. Okay, so good enough. I'm going to use another one of my tools here that I very seldom use. If I can find it. Good thing it's probably not even here anymore. Okay, up there. It's one of those little tiny scissors. I have some in here. I know okay. There. Okay. Boy. Not a great choice. It's really not going to come out. Okay, good enough. Now it's rusted into place. All right, how about this one? Okay, this one might work. One of the problems with not having an indoor workspace is that it tends to I always tend to need more room. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do to start with. I'm going to take a few of these that are dead or dying. They're not going to end up being in the plant, probably. Okay, now if I could get that up there to live, I would do it. Now what else do we have here anymore? It's mainly that, and truth is, I think it's a bug infection. So let's get rid of you. We'll see if you'll grow. We'll put you in the water. I don't think you will, but we'll put you in there. Okay, so now we have, it's a little more compact looking. Okay? Let's get rid of some of the ones that go across. Goes across. Okay. And this way. Let's go to the back. Back. Okay, let's see here. There's two. Okay. Now, what I'm doing here is making the tree have a little more of a crest. Okay, that one's going to have to go too. Okay, now as I'm doing this, I'm finding more and more of this. More and more of these bugs. So in lieu of that, let's see over here. So this is night control. I'm just going to give it a few shots here. It's pretty much completely harmless to the plant. That's what I think anyway. Okay, so this plant was this high. Okay, so now it's this high, and it's going to end up drooping a little bit, I think. which is, I think, what this plant really does when it's happening. Okay, so let's get this one out of there. Take the worst ones. Okay. All right, now, see, I'm gonna let that go, and I still could use some help in the middle here. Let's just get a little bit of that out of there. So, if you don't do what I'm doing right now, it won't be clear that you have two trees. All right. So we're going across. That. And this one can go. Let's go around again. Take the end off of this where the bugs are. There's one there that has bugs. They also may just be losing leaves. I mean, this is the first one of these I ever grew, so I can't tell you what's happening. But I do know that we don't want these across like that. All right, now let's look. Okay, that's this one can go. All right, it's starting to look kind of cool, I think. And the other thing about trimming it down like this is that the wind probably won't blow it over quite as well. So now I'm going to leave it like that, and we're going to let these get started growing. I'm going to take it over and put it under the glow lamp, which I have over on the patio. It's an area I have so that plants aren't in the wind quite as badly, if that makes any sense. Ones like this one, for example. There you go. I probably eat this plant. I'm just thinking you might be able to, but I'm not going to do it because I don't know. Okay. Now, and that's pretty good. All right. The next step is to fill this in, and this is when it would be better if this wasn't right up to the edge. So I'm just going to do that. Put some of this on it. And the next thing we have to do and the other thing I'm going to tell you, this is going to be my first fertilized one in the June set. It's really June 23 is where it's supposed to be, but I am doing it now. Okay, so it's the next one after that. Well, red. I think blue is next. Okay, so let's roll those back. Take a blue one out here. And that's how it's going to be, right like that. And this one will grow up. I'll take some out, and this will probably spring out. Now let me do one more thing before I stop. This is cut paste, and all it does is seals off where you've cut, and that's the main one right there, I think. So I'll leave it with that. Put this back on. You know it's expensive in Japanese if there's Japanese writing all over it. Well, I don't know what this is. It could be Vaseline for all I know, but it's green. All right, and this has to say what it is. It's not an acorn anymore. It wasn't for a long time. All right, let's get rid of some of this. I'm working also on my fountains. I got one working the other day, and that's great. Okay, so this is, let's say it's wisteria. That's what I think it is. Repot, 6/12/25. Now, today is 6/12. It's my 49th wedding anniversary, so in honor of that, I'm potting this plant. Okay, so it's ready to go. All I need to do is put it back there and give it some water. Okay? So there's a nice 20-minute video for you on just taking a plant out of a pot and putting it into a bonsai pot. All right, Bonsai Anonymous out.